Hi, I'm Diggin, in case you don't know me. I'm Diggin. And this is, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Uh, I really don't know what happened there. I don't have, my glasses aren't around me. Anyway, this is really about politics and food for thought, is what it is. Okay, so let's just get to that point. You know how in your life there are times where everything just clicks into place, and um, outside of being impressed because it just broadens your whole horizon, you have an opportunity to choose good karma, I guess. I can't say good karma, bad karma. I don't think that is a proper description of it, as much as, the outcomes would be based on that. It's good vibration and shitty vibration when you get right down to the nitty gritty. In this lifetime, that's how we know it. Some people don't believe in karma at all. Like, zero. But there are people that live it, and people that are given grace, or whatever their gift may be. We all play a part in this adventure that we call life, and sustaining it is a real big issue, because I believe that they have have planted this idea that, according to the numbers of humanity, is going to be either the culprit, the reason, either way, positive or negative, because there's a reason to move forward. There's a positive and there's a reason to back up. There you go. Some people might look at that as a negative. I say, how's it working for you? And these matters that you are seeing before you is a reality. And there is this silent understanding. You want to create, or there's an understanding that you reap what you sow. How much of an effort you put into an idea, a creation, a belief system. No matter what, faith is included. I don't like so much what they've done, religion, no, as much as what do we do as people. I care more about that. I think when human beings are a reason, then we should all be mindful, is what I believe. Knowledge is everything. And it doesn't matter where the knowledge comes from or how it comes. Knowledge is everything. It allows you to see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And the reason why is, even though you can truly surround yourself by with beautiful things, with beauty, we all can as individuals. We just have to do so. We have to stop and it's kind of like saying stop and smell the roses. And some might say it's a, I'm living in a fantasy or a la la, but when I think to myself, well, I don't know about that. Statistics say, when you apply this, that happens. And yeah, just for fun, I like to fall into stats. But anyway, we do have that ability to surround ourselves with beauty and beautiful things, and that includes a healthy rhythm. And all that I'm talking about can be sustained by us just being truthful with ourselves and how we interact with one another. Yes, I really believe that. And um, on that note, I don't think being responsible is such a negative thing. I don't think it should be something that gives somebody a headache. Being responsible, and it comes first with oneself. And then when you figure you've got yourself figured out and you've received your confirmation that, gives you confidence as, your ability to build yourself, right? Uh, if it becomes very personal, in the essence that you don't look at a broader stats outside of yourself. Statistics are super important. I think that they keep ego and fear and the ability to impose infliction on thyself or other people. I'm not saying that there can't be a manifestation of, and some people might disagree and say that's not necessary, but fact remains. We learn from our mistakes, right? Right. Why I'm talking about this is because of time. We think that we have all the time in the world, and we don't. I don't want to be, like, seriously, I don't. But fact remains that out there, you know, people really don't know much about it. You know, I should probably shut up at most times, I'm thinking, because I don't need somebody knocking on my door for any reason. Um, uh, uh, but, but as human beings, we are given such gifts, and it's all about us as individuals and our relationship with our surroundings, particularly um, forests and birds and other animals that all play a part in, you know, nurturing the land. When there is a healthy rhythm and a healthy biorhythm, the earth responds. It responds to love and to, you know, to kindness and fertilization, we'll say, you know? Yeah, yeah. So that's what I really truly believe. So, how is this food for thought and politics? Mm, well, like I had said in another video, I'm losing my voice. Maybe I'm not supposed to make this video. Maybe I'm supposed to just keep quiet about something or two, you know. If I was smart, I would just, you know, and I will, I'll just shut up at a certain point. I'm not an idiot. But I really do highly recommend that the relationship you have with yourself is the most important relationship. That leads you to wanting the very best from another person because you're ready to give that very best to another person. And, you know, when you think of yourself that way, I see that as such a positive thing. You know, it leads me to think of a unison. That's a unison thought process. And it does come down to a number two. I mean, I picked that up and I think to myself, yes, I could see the whole world is actually really hoping, you know, for something beautiful and for something to blossom in a, you know, way that we feel reestablished as human beings and as patrons and as souls as far as our time on earth. As far as that goes, there's an equality all the way around. Nobody should pretend to be God at any given time, you know, flat out. You know, they want to utilize what God gave them. Yeah, absolutely, I could see that, definitely. You know the Lord, and you know what that triggers in you. It triggers an unconditional love. It's a true honor, and um, so I sometimes ask, and sometimes he asks, and that is to have a gift of healing. And I'm so happy that he's really real, my relationship's really real, healing is very real. People have to become compassionate, um, you know, with one another, to one another. That compassion needs to exist. You know, this is what we're losing. We're losing that compassion, particularly in relationships and in marriages. Um, and I say that only as a view, um, and that would be gathering facts from all different areas. You know, it's like a jigsaw puzzle that I put together in, you know, in my mind, and and knowing that. I think the best thing we can do is extend ourselves when we recognize that, um, you know, it's real. And we, through prayer, absolutely, yeah. Um, yeah, we give thanks to the Lord for being His vessel. I guess would be the best way that I could put that. Yeah. So, I'm very aware of love around me at all times. What type of love sustains me, and uh, I'm really happy with nature. I think nature speaks um, beautifully. Such a wonder, you know. They come and they come to talk to you, and they come to, share with you and advise you. And that is so very true by and by. You can learn to communicate with animals and with birds and with nature around you by loving them. It you know life, right? Go there, let's say it. Loving life. You don't have to love the world, but you can love life and cherish the opportunity and make the best of it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to make the best of it, personally speaking. But we need to keep in the know. Okay, America's going to be really shocked. Like, really shocked. I'm looking at it, and the more that I look at it, I don't have a really good feeling in my tummy. I really don't. I've got this feeling of yikes. That would be me, chomping on my fingernails. Yeah, I mean, I heard also about uh, tornadoes, and this would be a warning. I guess it would be happening this evening, where they really had to hold on to their hats and their homes and have a plan quickly, to go underground and lock themselves in as it passes through. Yeah, and it stayed. It just kind of flowed. What's that word I'm looking for? Oh, it just kind of it just oh, what's that, coast? That's what it was. It was coasting, and it wasn't moving forward, and it wasn't dissipating. It was just coasting. And I thought to myself, holy, holy guacamole, Batman. And that would be in the prairie, the, 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 the Great Prairies. Is that it? The Great Plains? The Great Plains? Yeah, that whole area. And, I was like, wow. And seriously, I'm going to plug this. Super duper important. His site is Mr. Okay, so it's MR, and his name is um, M B B 333. There, you're going to see This is what I should have got his link, is what I should have done. Huh, yeah. Huh. I'm wondering if I should just, okay, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, no, I don't have enough time to redo this. And I can't go back and get that link, and I'm really sorry I don't have it. I'm disappointed in myself, or maybe I do come across it and I'm gonna plug it on to share it, because it's extremely important, and it's such an important video. And I'm gonna see about picking up that link and posting it, because it really is. The fact that it just coasts in one spot, the damage that could happen, and that the growth it could turn into a monster of a situation. And I'm not fear mongering here. Please go check it out. This is why I'm talking about this. This is why I'm sharing it. Seriously, you've got to. I know a couple of my subs, live all along, these parts of America, and it's so important that they know you've got to, you've got to read the ground. You got to read it right now, and get out of it. Get out of the U.S. Go visit. Go visit. Go visit. Bring your most important stuff. So first things first, your papers, your passport. All right. First things first. Food. Hope to goodness that you're stocked up and it's all nice and flat, and you are sustaining yourself and family. Right. Right. Single or married. Now in a situation like this, I'm going to say, please check your news and please check out this site, because you can literally see it for yourself. He does bring it, and I give him kudos. I really do. Uh, so check it out for yourself. Check it out. I know that this evening the weather, the winds are supposed to be, um, um, hoping moving forward, I guess. Jeepers, I mean, just, my prayers go out to everybody that lives out there. I'm really serious. Please check out this information. Check it out for yourself. Um, um, and politics. The next 4 years is going to be extremely interesting, and I'm going to put emphasis on extreme, and that would be the best that I can do, as far as still wanting to get a particular word out, um, or not. And myself, I mean, that really sucks. I like to keep the numbers of humanity up. Yeah, you know, I think we could all learn to live one another and learn to respect the earth. I mean, we really are crammed into certain corners, and I mean, there's a whole other video there as well. I'm not gonna throw anything to that right now. It's not the right time, but at some time. And the reason is because the time is now. I said it. And that pertains to the politics, and that pertains to the spirituality, and the politics and the spirituality, once again coming together as one political power. They support one another. Now, you and I both know, I mean, the whole world knows, there could only be one leader. It never works that there's two leaders. Don't ask me why. Yeah, but they go in as two. They do. Yes. Spirituality and government, they go into one. That's what happens. Okay, that was broken apart. And as of, I guess, the last decade or two, it's come to that. And that is a form of military thought process. Like right now, they put the information out there, but they sprinkle it. And what I mean by sprinkle it is it's the time that they put it on. And when? Like when I watched it, I watched all of it. My first thought and reaction was, I wonder how many people caught this and actually saw this. It's I remember thinking, it wasn't an evening where you would watch something like that. So a Sunday, was it a time where it should have been family time? Why was I watching it? Well, at that point, I was living with my son. I was crashing in his pad while he was at work, out of town. And I'm cooking, and I'm thinking, what do I want to see here? I'm standing there with this channel changer, and all of a sudden the Pope comes on. And I was like, well, oh yeah, well, I never would have thought of that. Okay, hey, let's listen to see what he has to say. And that's when I understood the division between the fact that there is two documentation to every person. Every person has two documentations. One the person, one the company, one the corporate you. And I see it like they're taxing you for the business that you may or may not create. That's how I see it. Like, what are you doing that for? You know what I mean? Who said that you could create that character? Tack it on to me and say, this is the percentage of tax if you're going to be it. This is the tax. And begin to withdraw just the fact that you had that question, that idea. You just want to go, mum's the word, mum, mum, Yeah, that's just nasty, nasty, nasty. Yeah. So it is all going to become full circle. It really is. Now more than ever, we need positive thoughts put out there daily. Think of positive things, nice things that you feel and see about life and the way that life functions, and who your guides are. You know, they could be animals, and animals normally do. When they feel that you're comfortable in the environment, they're at ease, and so, you know, they will, you know, get a little close to see, you know, what's your reaction as a human being. And they come talk to you. They come, you know, bearing gifts of all different things. Yeah. Okay. So politics, America. I really have to say, buckle up. You really need to buckle up. I think that the world is going to be shocked and stunned. It, it is so important that you have your ducks all in a row, each and every one of them with a name, and um, um, and a number. Now, I'm not talking as far as one of these things that they put inside of you that's like salt. You know, not that, but um, more of a senses, I guess. More of a senses, you know. And I think it's those two that ultimately compete. Yes. You know, some believe that um, you know, you should just let it all unfold the way that it's supposed to unfold. And I agree with that. But I also believe that if you are present in that, you too have to stop and consider what your actions or your part, even just being a witness, um, um, in some way, like I said, what part do whether it's you or me or anybody else, what part do you contribute, I guess is the word, or accept is another word, right? So I truly believe, and it scares me, it scares the shit out of me, it does. It really, 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 really does. It does. And all I know, you know, remember, um, um, there's some good old, you know, boys and laws, and there was a time where everybody, you know, wore cowboy boots, and you know, they believed, like I said, in mom, and they believed in pop, and I believe that in everybody's hearts, this is worldwide. I believe that as a structure, people are really missing that family structure. You know, because existence has become so political and so taxed that, you know, you just have to constantly work to catch a breath that you can say, ah, wait a minute, I worked for this right here, right now. Now, that is Either one, are they truly satisfied, and uh, two, um, um, I don't know. This is just not for me as a person. I always feel like I, there's a part of myself that always wants to give or to help somebody out, or, or if somebody is in need, I make myself available, or I gift them, or like here, don't worry about it kind of thing, right? That's what I mean by gift them. I don't know how else to call it. Um, but it works both ways with people, right? And that's a nice thing. That's a nice thing. I mean, could we really do it on a scale of what, 8 billion people? Well, I think that they are trying to do this, but at a level where it is somehow costing us, um, like we're penalized for being alive. So therefore, we're used to generate cash flow. Like what the, you know, what's it all about? When the truth is always right there in front of you, always, always, always. Yeah, once upon a time it was all cowboy, and you gotta love that strength, that dedication. Yes, and they volunteered. They did, to defend America, and what they defended was family, and family's ability to exist, to keep that structure of family. And it's a shame that um, that in itself is tampered with at any given time, at any given age, all ages. It's sad where it's very subtle, and it inserts itself, is what it does. And then hence, there's that feeling of desperation because we don't know if we can keep up. Want me to tell you how you keep up? I can tell you how to keep up. Don't worry about it. Just do it. Why? Because you chose your job. Remember, it's just a job. That's it. It is in that structure that you've applied yourself to earn money. So that's a good thing. That's where you want to be, and that's earning money. Now, if you want to grow, well, that's a completely different other thought. And at that point in time, you take another step, and I'm sure at that point it would be self analyzation. And what do you have to contribute? It is, then assessed and normally drawn from what your goal is, what would you like to achieve, having the opportunity to do this, i.e., whatever it is. You choose as a career. It makes you happy doing so, and so happy people produce. It's a fact. It's known. People don't see it that way, but it's true. people that are happy are more productive, and the whole energy, because they are more productive, it lifts, because they're being blessed with economy. They're being blessed with the fact that they have an opportunity, to earn those finances and employ people and better people's lives and kickstart a whole system, because it's an opportunity out of depression. The key word, Z. Yeah. So politics and information. I'm going to say this again, and there's a huge part of me that I want to. It's not about a right or wrong. It's I want to be wrong, I guess. Yeah, I really want to be wrong, but um, as of yet, in truth, and this is in truth, I pray that God gives you that's watching this, okay, that you get such a confirmation that you're gonna jump, but it's gonna be related to this. Something around you will move in one way or another. It's gonna make you jump, and it's gonna be a confirmation of this, that our souls should be all on a higher frequency than what we are vibrating in the here and in the now. And the only way that it's going to be achieved is that we all wake up to a fact that what is next is taking the freedom to the freedom of emotions, taking away the opportunity, even though it's available to us through our creation, as human beings, the ability to feel compassion. They're going to want to kill that. So the whole goal is to kill the spirit. That's the whole goal. It is. And throughout all of this, you have to remember that. And throughout all of this, let that be the beginning of a solid foundation. These words aren't entirely all mine. I'll have to go back and hear this myself at some point. But I guess I've always had one foot there and one foot here, and I'm pretty happy about that. It's removed a lot of fear for me. That I know where I'm instantly, going, because I remember where I'm instantly connected, and I start looking at my figures right now. you know. Why? Because I want to make it through those doors. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to mention any church that actually did that, and made everybody look at their watches or their clocks at home. I'm pretty sure. What day is it? What time of the hour is it? Did you see what just happened? In the church, right in Italy. Yeah, no pointing fingers or anything like that. Yeah, everybody went, "Oh my goodness, those doors are closing." What? So, time is now. That's evident. But we're still not quite not entirely convinced. If you ever come across this video, um, and no, I can get myself in trouble in saying that. I'm going to have to retract. I'll wait for some time. I think that would be the smartest thing to do. Okay, well, I'm digging. Think about this, and this is food for thought. It is. And where do politics come in? Um, you need to pay attention. Some things are going to be very evident very, very quickly. It's going to surprise quite a few people, more than quite a few people. I mean, me saying quite a few people doesn't even justify it in numbers. Uh, just pray that we still have some time to go, you know. But it's like my stomach just flipped. It was flip, flop, and fly, and then I had to pay attention to it. And I'm still paying attention to it. I'm going, what up? And why am I getting this horrible feeling? So, these tornadoes, you have to pay attention to these tornadoes. They are in the Great Plains of America. Huge warnings, huge warnings. If you don't know about this and you need to call family, do it. This you have to share. It could be in the midst of it right now, so please share it. This is the good. This is the vibe. Share it.